Hi folks, okay, we're going back to Italy. In the van, left the house this morning, back at 8 o'clock, we are now in York. And I was encouraged this morning by my better half to put my shorts on. So I'm shorts and t-shirt. I've arrived in York. It was blue skies when I left the house. I'm now in York and it's wet and miserable. The hailstones have just gone off. It's actually warmer in the van than it is outside. So no, we just stopped for a break. Got myself a burger for my lunch. So we're about halfway to the ferry terminal. So we'll be leaving now, down the ferry, on the ferry tonight. Get a wee sleep on the ferry, and then down through Holland, Belgium, a bit of France, Luxembourg, and then into Switzerland. And I've got an overnight stop in Switzerland, so I'll give you a wee update on the trip. Really looking forward to get back to Italy. That said, I'm only there. I'll arrive on Friday about tea time, and I'm there to the following Friday. I fly home the following Friday, so I'm only there for a week. I'm then back in Scotland for 2 weeks, and then I fly back out for a month. I'll be leaving the van at the airport. But if you see behind me, the van is stappit fu, as we would say in Scotland. It's full of stuff. More stuff for the house. I've got paintings to put on the wall. I've got paint to put on the wall. I have patio furniture. So I'm at the stage now where it's less building material and more just, stuff to finish the house. So I'm really kind of feel I'm coming on in relation to what I got done. So if you want to follow my journey, I'm on YouTube, Mr. Brian in Italy. So search for Mr. Brian in Italy, and you can see my current videos right back to when I bought the house back in September 25. Yeah, come on the journey. If you're thinking of buying a house in Italy, if you just want to know what Italy is like, I'll give you little tips and techniques. So some of it's building related. I'm a builder to trade, albeit a few years ago now. I've been out of the trade, but I've still got all my tools and whatnot. So there's some building techniques and tips in relation to the renovation of the house, particularly in relation to the different techniques that they use in Italy and the different rules in Italy, but also tips on just Italian life, Italian bureaucracy, which is something else, but the nice things, the village life, the relaxed lifestyle, the nicer weather helps. So if you are keen to know those things and want to know more, follow me on TikTok, but also follow me on YouTube, Mr. Brian in Italy. Evening, folks. Well, I'm back in sunny Lupara after a 3-day drive down from Scotland. It's 10 to 7. I just opened the doors. I had a quick check around the house. So I just thought I'd give you a quick update. So today I drove down from the hotel in Switzerland. Picturesque village. The drive up to this place, it takes me about 20 minutes of my way at the start of the day and the end of the day, but it's a lovely hotel. It's a picture postcard village that it's in. It's up in the mountains. The road is something to be beholden, and it's hard to believe it's actually a bus route. The buses actually run up and down regularly. But I stayed there overnight and I drove down about 10 hours plus stops. So I think I left about 28 this morning. So like I say, it's now just before 7. So it's been a long day. The thing I've been really disappointed with since I left Scotland has been the weather. The weather's been really wet. And it's supposed to be sunny here now, and it's currently kind of overcast. So I had a quick look around. So I'll kind of share with you. The thing that's really surprised me is the garden. So when I left, the garden wasn't that bad. It's just I think I'll be getting the strimmer out. So this is all the soil that never got put back in the last time, and obviously it's just with all the rain, it's just flattened it down, but it's going to take some shoveling. Technically, it should fill that space there. So yeah, I think I'll be strimming tomorrow because this will all have to get cut back. And I did think that. I thought by the time I come back, this is going to be about a foot tall, and it is. It is genuinely probably 2 foot tall. So that's my job for tomorrow, is getting the strimmer out. So I'm going to get the strimmer out. The olive trees are looking lovely. And the thing I'm really impressed with is my grapes. Look at my grapes. I don't have any grapes obviously at the moment, but it's growing. I've no idea what I'm supposed to do with it. I don't know, I'm supposed to prune it, or I'm assuming this is what turns into grapes. I don't know. Anybody know anything about grapes? Yeah, so I've got all this to cut back. My little trees, they're doing fine. Got that one there and that one there. And then this was one I hacked right back, so it's doing quite well. So yeah, I've got all this to cut back. My gas is now on. I've just gone and switched the boiler on, so I have hot water. But I've still got the meter box to finish off, as well as filling all the ditch. But the big job at the moment is emptying the van. So the electrician's coming back at 7:30 tomorrow morning to finish off the wiring. He's just got the garages to do. But I've got all the lights that he needs in the van, and as you can see, the van is it's full. So I need to empty this van tonight and get everything out. I've got my bed to make up because I took the bedding home and washed it, so I've got to get the bed made up. I've got to get all this stuff in, sorted out, what's going where, have something to eat, and then be ready for the electrician tomorrow morning. I've also got a wee invite out for lunch tomorrow from the expats group. So I'll see how I get on in the morning, if I've got time. The other thing that I brought this time is my bike. It's way up here, but I brought my bike with me. And I've got a wee story to tell just in relation to the trip down. Every time I've come, I've sailed through passport control and stuff like that, and I've been really lucky I've always been first off the ferry, so I haven't been held up. But see, this time, I was second last off the ferry in Hook of Holland, and sat for good almost an hour waiting to get through, because obviously there's a lot of people getting off the ferry who hadn't done the ID check, didn't have their fingerprints right. So I had to wait. So it was an hour late leaving, which made me an hour late arriving in Switzerland. But when I arrived in Switzerland, was it when I arrived? Yeah, when I arrived in Switzerland, for the first time ever, last night, I got stopped by the police at the border. So they had a big group of policemen stopping vehicles at the border. So I got stopped, asked if I had any cigarettes, alcohol, and I says, yeah, I've got a bottle of whiskey and some beer in the back. Have you got any cash? I says, yes, I've got about €5,000. Which immediately went, oh, you need to pull over the side. And they basically, I don't think they wanted to search the van. I opened the doors and they kind of looked inside and went, I'm not sure we want to empty that. So they just went through my bag, basically checked my wallet, checked the door pockets and stuff like that. So, they were nice enough about it. But they kept asking me where is stuff, and I was trying to show them, and oh no, you stand back, and I'm going, well, I can't stand back and show you where it is at the same time. But no, so van's done really well as usual. 173,000 miles on it now. It was 172 the other day before I left, and it's now 173,000. Didn't miss a beat coming down. Been really, really good. So no, I've got the van's done load. Some of the stuff's coming into this garage, and some of it is going into the other garage, and some of it's gone upstairs. So I better get on. Ciao for now. Okay, the weekend is come and gone. I've got some bits and pieces done around the house. I also went out for lunch yesterday, but today it's a work day. It's 7 o'clock now, so it'll be 6 o'clock back home in the UK. So I've got time to pop into town, get a little bit of shopping. I was going to go into town yesterday and get some shopping, but after lunch we got back, it was beautiful sun, and I thought I'll just sit outside. And then I had a bit of cleaning. The last couple of days I've just really been getting the house back in order again, and getting bits and pieces done. So couple of new additions. Picture behind me, I love Facebook Marketplace. I bought this picture. It's actually a picture of Venice. It's a painting of Venice, an actual painting. I bought that on Facebook Marketplace for £65. Little clock that's going up here, £10 on Facebook Marketplace. The lamps that I have and the tables that they're sitting on came off Facebook Marketplace. I know, I brought them all down from Scotland. But I'll just show you in this room what I've moved around. So in the dining room, you'll remember that I retiled the floor in the sitting room the last time I was here. Lifted all the tiles, retiled it, but it's still the original tiles in the dining area. But so I've got the big unit in here. I've got the table and dining table and chairs, and there used to be another unit that sat on that wall. It was actually another base like that, and it was quite overpowering in this area. But I also needed something in the sitting room area, to put the TV on. I had it sitting on a coffee table, but it was too low, and it just didn't fill the space. So what I've done is I've moved it over, blooming heavy, but I moved it over yesterday, and it's now got the TV on top of it. So I think it works much better. You'll see my paint samples on the wall. And obviously, since the last time the rewiring's been done, I'll show you about that in a second. But these are all the new switches. I haven't got the covers on them yet because this obviously needs to be finished off. Round about the switches, and it's just the whole house is like that. But I've been now this wall, or the walls in the house, in the hallway and in the living room, dining room, are actually like an external render. It's the first time I've seen it in a house, but it's very much, probably in keeping with the style that they were going for back then, because plasterwork in Italy is quite rough in a lot of ways. I mean, in the bedrooms it's beautiful, it's smooth, but in these rooms it's been done with this kind of render, and it's got a particular texture to it, and they create that texture by the fact that there's little silicon beads in the render. So when you rub it, you float it up, it actually leaves little track marks in it, and they've used a slightly different pattern in different rooms, and it's very similar to what's on the outside of the house, but you can't get this now. So what I've done is I've bought the modern equivalent. I brought a bag over with me, modern equivalent, and I'm going to buy the little silicon beads, that you get when you buy like a suitcase or a bag, and it's got the little gel beads in it. I'm going to get a couple of those and just empty it into the cement to create the same effect. So it's just so I can patch these parts here and get it to match. And then I've obviously just got to find a colour. I'm kind of sworn. I'm conscious that the room is quite anemic, all being this kind of magnolia colour, and I'm just trying to lift it a wee bit. But I was kind of going for a brown, because obviously all the woodwork and there's a kind of brown theme to it. And I think now that I've got the light floor, it just makes it more obvious that it's a bit beige. So I was kind of looking at a dark brown. I don't know if that's too dark. Tell me what you think. I sent this picture to my sister. I posted this yesterday, and my sister thinks this is the best colour, this grey. But I'm just not sure the grey is going to go in this room. I just can't make my mind up. Maybe you can help me decide. So yeah, the other thing, another Facebook Marketplace purchase was my patio furniture. I was sitting out here yesterday. I bought this from a lady in Rosyth. 95 quid. Again, it came down with me. One of the jobs I had to get done was getting all the grass cut back, because as I say, when I arrived the grass was at 2 foot tall. So I came out with a strimmer. Took me a good few hours, but I've cut it all back, and I'll give it another cut probably before I go on Friday. What do you say? My grapes are going wild. If you know anything about how to manage grapes, please give me some comments, because I have not got a clue. So I've got the kind of patio, comfortable seats on this veranda. Over on the other veranda, I've just got a little table and chairs. So I tend to sit out there, because that's the kitchen. I tend to sit out there and have breakfast. So no, And I obviously bought a couple of pictures as well. This is a lovely one. I seen this in the little print shop in Dunfermline last week, so I bought that one. Moving through, I have to say, most of what I've done this weekend is cleaning, because electricians have been in rewiring, and there was dust everywhere. I mean, everywhere. And it doesn't help that all the doors are quite, they've got lots of architrave on them. So you have all these kind of little ledges and whatnot where dust can settle. And it was just, a fine. I mean, I even had Hoover walls. But this is probably the biggest cutting out you had to do. Put this new box in. So before, we had a situation where the only panel for isolating the electrics was actually at the meter outside. So I've now got this panel, and I've got two separate ring mains, one that feeds the kitchen and one that feeds the rest of the upstairs. But he obviously had to put new conduit in, because everything runs in conduit here. So the deal was that I would replaster all that. I'm not going to do it this trip because I'm only here for another 4 days, and then I'm home. I fly back on Friday, and then I'm basically back in 2 weeks. One of my little videos before, remember, I found 2 old radiograms downstairs when I was clearing out the garage. And I decided I was going to kind of keep one and put it on display. So it's now on display. What do you think? I think that's actually quite a nice addition. And my little Lochmorlich picture of it. This little occasional table, again, Facebook Marketplace. That's my tenner. My office is all back to normal. The bedrooms are back to normal, because obviously all the furniture was moved to get into the sockets, so I had to put all the furniture back, clean everything. This is the second bedroom. You see everybody looking at paint samples in here as well. Third bedroom, you'll notice that I've moved a couple of things, mainly the pictures. So this is a twin bedroom. I've now got the Stephen Brown pillows and picture up here. So this is really kind of a spare bedroom along with the second bedroom. Main bedrooms, my nice big lampshade that's in, include my new light fitting. Now, one of the things that I didn't know, and it was only when I went back and looked at the quote. So the quote didn't include the light fittings. So in the UK, if you got a rewire done, it includes all the fittings. So all your pendants or baton holders would all get replaced as part of the rewire. But he didn't do it. Now I'd bought fittings that I'd asked him to change. Now a lot of the fittings I'm retaining, but there was some of them that were basically just a wire hanging for the ceiling. And I thought, right, what I'll do is I'll get him some new fittings to fit. But he said to me on Saturday, well no, that wasn't included. And at first I thought, how would you do a rewire and not change the light fittings? Particularly given some of the cables for those light fittings were, 30 years old. So no, he didn't do it. So I've now got a situation, and here's an example where I have bare wires, but no light fitting. So he hasn't replaced that light fitting. But I've got light fitting, so what I've said to him is, right, I'll do that myself. I've got 3 wires there, I know what I'm doing. I'm just going to fit those myself. So there's a couple that I'm going to replace. There's another one up here that's being replaced. I've also got some lights that I'm going to fit in some of the rooms, some of the garages downstairs, or some of the rooms downstairs that are just on a sensor. So as soon as you walk into the room, the light comes on. Because you spend your day going up and down, switching the lights on. And I've already done it in the hall. So what we've now got in the hall is we've now got these fittings here that are on our sensors. So when I come out, in the stairwell at night, as you go walk downstairs, the lights just come on automatically and go off automatically. Because there has been a few times that I forgot to switch them off. So that's a kind of update from me. Let's see, I'm going to have a quick cup of coffee. I'm then going to head into town. Let's see, I'm only here for another 4 days, so I just need a couple of meals for the next couple of days. Some cleaning materials, because I've used up all my polish, I've used up all my floor cleaner. And then it's I'll be sitting down at the computer for the rest of the day. But the weather forecast for this week's glorious. It's even better for next week. From Saturday, Sunday, Monday next week, it's supposed to hit sort of 25 degrees. But this morning, it's nice. It's nice. Complete contrast to what I dealt with driving down. Okay, that's me for now. I will give you an update next time I'm doing something. Ciao for now. Folks, okay, one thing that I did when I came over from Scotland was I brought some essentials with me, things that I know that I just can't get here, and the two I'm going to show you are both drink related. So the first one is Irn-Bru. That'll actually be in reverse because of how I'm filming it, but after whiskey, this is Scotland's second national drink. I actually gave a couple of these to the electrician and his mate the other day, and said, you should try it. Their description was, tastes like bubble gum. So there's a clue for you. The other thing that you just can't get here is diluting juice. In the UK, this is a standard. We go through bottles of this in the house. So you basically, it's concentrated fruit juice, and you just add water to it. Double strength Robinsons, best stuff's Robinsons. But you just can't get it here. So I brought a big bottle with me, so that'll keep me going. But no, I just find it weird. It's one thing you can't get here. They have carbonated drinks, but that's it. So no, get your juice here, folks. Hey, folks. It's a Tuesday evening. I've obviously been working during the day, but I got a little bit of time. I didn't have much time last night, but I did do one little project that I'll show you, and I'm not happy. I'm not happy with what I did. In fact, I'm going to have to do it again. But tonight, it's a lovely evening, so I thought, right, I'll come out in the garden. Now, when I was here at the weekend, I if you remember, the grass was about 2 foot tall. So I went over it at the weekend with the strimmer just to get it kind of knocked out. And I've gone over it again tonight with the lawnmower on quite a high setting. So I've kind of chopped it back. Garden's actually looking not too bad. I've just got to watch because there's still a lot of stones and bits of wood and everything in it that I'm having to kind of pull out so I don't wreck the lawnmower. There's some stuff coming up the corner there that I need to really kind of get back in with the strimmer and cut back. I just didn't have much time at the weekend, but yeah, so getting the grass cut back, just getting the garden sort of tidied up. I haven't done the second cut in the top bit yet. Still waiting on the scrappy coming to take this bit away. I've got a funny feeling this got left because it's cast iron and it's not as valuable as the metal pipe that was there before. So we'll see if it disappears by the time I come back, given I go away home on Friday. I fly home on Friday. So I've still got this bit to kind of give a second cut. It's just amazing how much it grew in the sort of 6 weeks I wasn't here. The other thing that I done was I done a bit of research in relation to my ant problem. And I put down this kind of white powder, a big tub of it, a 5 kg tub. And it says just, basically kill off insects and beasties and whatnot. So I put it down, it's organic. And partial success, but maybe not for the reason I thought. So you'll see the whiteness here. So the ants used to kind of appear right along the foot of the wall here. Okay, it's in the evening now, so it's getting a bit cooler. They're probably going away for the night. But if you come down during the day, there's hardly any movement here now. However, I think what I've done is I've just moved them all. So when I was here and doing the concreting, I had sand left. And I piled all the sand up and covered it up. But during the day now, this place is actually heaving with ants. So I think they've actually built themselves a new home in the sand. You can see them down here kind of crawling about. And this white powder seems to have made no difference to them whatsoever. It's just like, say, yeah, bring it on. We're Italian ants. And take your powder somewhere else. So I may, and I thought at first maybe I'm supposed to mix it with water and then spray it, but it says no, just apply it in powder form. So again, I've cut round here, and the other, I think it was Coast Play Sunday, I did get a little bit of the trench filled in here from where the gas pipe ran through. But I've still got all of this bit to do. So I'm going to do that now. I just thought, right, I'll get the grass cut first, and then I'll see if I can get the rest of that back filled. That's the plan anyway. And then I'm going to kind of do a wee bit of spraying, because a lot of the weeds that I sprayed and killed off at the end of last year, they're all coming back again. And I know that this stuff grows like anything. So yeah, I've got that to do. The other thing, I don't know if I mentioned it in the last video, but I brought through some new shelving. Now I actually bought shelving like this at work, and I installed it in a storeroom at work, and I thought, that's cracking shelving. I'm going to buy something like that for the house. So I bought 2 bays, 2 6-foot bays, so it'll give me 12-foot racking, which will probably bring me up, basically just up here, probably to about where I'm standing at the moment. And the workbench that's through the other side, I'm thinking about putting the workbench just here in the window. So I've asked the electrician to come back and fit a power point here. At the moment there's only one power point, and it's a wheel on the other side of the room. So my intention with this garage is to really use this as a workshop. And all my tools and equipment will come through here, and they'll go on either that rack over there or this rack here. That's the theory, that this becomes a workshop area. You'll see I've also brought my bike, my electric bike with me. And I've already identified some nice paths and tracks that I want to go and check out. I've done a wee bit of exploring when I've been out and about. So that's the intention, but I'm not going to put that up yet because I want to get all the walls painted. I've brought paint with me, masonry paint with me, So this is all going to get redecorated before I start setting it up. Through in the other garage, one of the things that you'll recall that I had real worries about this door, and I put some extra washers in it, but it's catching again. But this is also where I have my washing machine, my sink. This is kind of utility room space as well. So what I'm thinking is all my tools and everything that I keep in here will go through next door. And what I'll do is I'll just keep kind of the household stuff like the barbecue, the seats for the van, stuff that I would use in the house, you know, outdoor seating and stuff like that. But also leave it clear that if I need to park the van in here, I can park the van in here. And it means I've got two distinct spaces that I can utilise. Another purchase that I've made is I've bought a patio awning for the veranda upstairs. I'm thinking that if it is, you know, a little bit of rain or it's hot sun, I can pull the awning out. So it's a wind out awning. It looks like a bit of a jigsaw puzzle. I won't get it done next week. That'll be for when I come back. Not sure if I showed you this before, but that's the boiler all in now. Working a treat. Really pleased with the job that the guy's done as well. Definitely recommend him. So, heading upstairs, I've now got automatic lights, whereas before you'd switch them on, switch them off. Now they're automatic, so if you come up here at night, each light comes on as you walk up the stairs, or walk down the stairs. And I'm going to show you the good and bad in relation to where I am upstairs. So I decided that the sitting room was a bit too magnolia. And as you can see, these are all textured walls. It's like a silicon render, way before its time, and it's got little silicon beads that leave a texture on it when you rub it up. Can't get it now. I'm having to make something do in relation to patching the electric. But I done some samples on the wall, and I bit the bullet last night, and I painted the wall, and I don't like it. It's too dark. I've done it this kind of coffee chocolate brownie colour, and as soon as I started it, I went, But I thought, no, I'll finish it, see how it looks. Still didn't like it. I thought, right, well, I'll see what it looks when it dries. I still don't like it. It's too dark. So I'm going to be repainting that. I'm not sure I haven't got paint to repaint it with. I did have other colours. I had a grey that I got for the bedrooms. I put a wee sample in there, and some folks said, oh, I quite like the grey, but I just don't think the grey will go in this room, you know, with everything else that I've done. So I'm disappointed that it didn't look better, but that's the thing, isn't it? And it was an evening kind of wasted. Again, got some nice new cushions. So it's really just kind of finishing stuff off now. I'm really pleased that I've got this nice little seating area outside now, and I've got two distinct seating areas outside. I've got, excuse the washing, but I sit there and have my lunch and have my tea at the table and chairs on that one. And then I've got this one here, that is, you know, where I sit of an evening with a beer or a glass of wine. The only drawback to this one is this time of the night, this one's in the shade, and it's the other one that's in the sun. It's just, this is lovely about lunchtime to sort of 3 o'clock, because the sun comes right round here, and then it disappears behind the roof of next door's house, and you can just see it over the verge line there. So I'll need to have a word next door and say, right, you need to put a flat roof on your house. But no, I'm quite pleased with where we are. I've got another couple of evenings where I can kind of dodge away. It's one of those things, there's so much to do. But it's a project, it'll take as long as it takes. I'm trying to enjoy it and relax whilst I'm here as well. So it's, 6:30 now. I'll do another hour and a half in the garden. And then I'll come in and just sit down and watch TV for an hour before it's time to go to bed. But I'm just happy I've got it to a livable standard. I've got it, I've got the bathrooms are all working well. I've got my storage space. I've got all my, everything that I need to kind of live comfortably. Kitchen is really functional now. And obviously I've got, my office. So everything works really, really well. But yeah, annoyed about the pavement. But c'est la vie. So this is me for now. Let's get back to the garden. It's Tuesday evening, 7:45. Done all my little chores, cut my grass, done a bit of tidying up in the garden. So it's time to relax before it gets dark. The sun is setting just over there, and I have a little present from Scotland. This one's not Irn-Bru. It's a lovely Speyside single malt that I will be having to help me sleep tonight. Can he beat a Speyside malt? And I've got a whole bottle to myself. So, wish me luck. Apparently it's raining back home. So, not raining here. Ciao for now. Okay, one of the things that I want to do just before I head home, so I fly home tomorrow. I've only been here a week, so really I just came over, sort of tidy up the garden, keep on top of it, and pay the electrician. And I've obviously done bits and pieces when I've been here, but I've been working sort of 9 to 5-ish. But one of the things I did this morning before I started work was I went round the garden to identify all the plants I had in the garden. Now, I'm not a gardener by any stretch of the imagination, but I thought I need to know what's weeds and what's plants. So download a little app on my phone. It helps you identify plants. So I've now identified everything that's in the garden. So I'll kind of just give you a wee walk around. Beautiful evening here, by the way. A little windy, but beautiful evening. Apparently I'm going home to rain. So the first plant, I think I've mentioned this before, was this little tree. Now, I'll be honest, I almost chopped this tree down because I thought it was dead. But it turns out it's a little elm tree. And it, the last time I was here, it was just starting to bud, but it's just going, as you can see, just going wild. So it's going to stay. Next to it, which got really hacked back when I was here over the winter, was this little rose bush. Well, let's see, I cut it right back. I was quite brutal with it, but it's flowering beautifully. So it's staying. I've filled in all the ditch this week that had been where I put in the new gas pipe. But all of this kind of grass is just, it's all it is, it's basically wild barley. So that'll all get dug out next time I'm here. These little plants here, apparently, if I look at my notes, are peonies. People who are gardeners will know what peonies are, but apparently that's what all these are, and they're right through here. So I'm just going to let them grow. This apparently is mugwort, which is a weed, so I need to take that out before it gets established. And then as I get round here, I've got the first of one of my olive trees. So I did have 9 olive trees, but one basically was dead, or wasn't worth saving because it had actually split right down the middle. So I just cut it right down. But this is the first of my olive trees. I've then got a second and third olive tree, so there's 3 olive trees here in a row. While I'm here, remember the conversation about the ants? Well, I've just been coming down every day and putting more of this white powder down, and it seems to be working. Last night this was just crawling me ants, but they're all gone now. They're not down here anymore. You get the occasional one. I've done right along the top of the wall here. So the only place I've really got them is in the sand. You see them just here. So they're obviously still living in the sand. So my idea to dump the sand here was maybe a mistake. But that said, I've got them away from the house. I've got them out the house, because last time they were all climbing up the walls and everything. So if they reside in that sand for a wee while, I can live with that. So, back to the job in hand, the garden. So, yeah. So I've got the 3 olive trees in a row here. And then what I have here, apparently, this one here and this one here are fig trees. Yeah, little figs. So apparently these are fig trees. This is next door's grapevine. Now I would suggest if there's grapes growing on my side of the fence, they're my grapes. So I might get some grapes off their grapevine in the summer. What was this one again? This one here is a plum tree, apparently. It's not well established. I think the problem is because this garden was so overgrown before, nothing really got a chance to thrive and kind of got repressed. And I think now that I've kind of cleared it all, hopefully these plants will get a kind of chance to grow now. So there's my 4th olive tree. Like I say, I've cut them right back, and apparently that's the best thing to do with them. This one here is a plum tree. It's a very young plum tree, I would suggest, but it's a plum tree apparently. And then we go here. We now have our, what's this, fourth? Yeah, fourth? No, fifth. This is our fifth olive tree. This is a stump of the tree that I took down. And then we have the sixth olive tree and the seventh olive tree. And over here, which is actually growing in next door's garden, but again is coming through into mine, is this rosemary. I remember when I was cutting down, I caught a bit of it and the smell was beautiful. The smell of rosemary. Right, so where we are now? We're now 13, 14. So we've got 14 is rosemary. 13 is a kumquat. Kumquat? Apparently it's Japanese plum. Now I think all the ones that are on at the moment are last year's and they just haven't dropped off. I don't know if I'm supposed to cut this right back. I never really touched this when I cut stuff back. Maybe I should have cut it right back because I can see where I have cut bits off. There's new growth there. See that? Those new leaves. So maybe it's one of those ones I've just got to kind of butcher it. And then I've got my own grapevines. So this is my own grapevine. So you'll see the little seeds. So I'm assuming that's what turns into grapes. I don't know. Maybe I need to do a wee bit more research. But no, hopefully that should be the grapes. So we go down into the lower part of the garden and we'll look at what's out here. So down here, if I get my bearings, we have another fig tree. So this is, now I cut this right back. So this is again another fig tree. And then this stuff here, this thing here, is wild asparagus apparently. Doesn't look like any asparagus I've ever had. And then these ones, these plants here, there and over there, are artichokes. Artichokes. And then this plant here, I have two of these. I have one here and I have one at the front. And they're called oleanders. They're native to Italy and they flower. You can see little kind of buds coming through here, but I don't know when they flower. I don't know if we missed the flowering, but apparently they flower. And next, yeah, I've got them all numbered so I can recognise them. Artichokes, oleander. This is a pear tree, a very young pear tree. Again, this was one that it seemed to be sticking out, but was getting over-consumed by other plants. But I kept it, and it seems to be doing well, but it's still quite a young plant. So that's a pear tree. This one here, have I got that right? 18. Yeah, pear tree. And this one here is what they call a spindle tree. Have I got that right? Yeah, spindle tree. Again, it's quite a junior tree. I've actually got it kind of tied back. Never heard of a spindle tree. And then this one here apparently is an elm tree. It doesn't look like much like a tree, it looks more like a bush, but apparently it's an elm tree. And then finally, I have my last olive tree. And then this one here is a southern magnolia tree. And then I have another little oleander here. So, a wee tour of the garden. I painted all the back of the wall last night. Painted that bit, kind of cleaned it all out and painted the other side as well. I mean, obviously I've still got the gate to do and I've still got weeding to do. Just help us tidy it up. My one desire is I want to get an orange tree and a lemon tree. And that's on my bucket list of plants I want to get. But what I might do is at some point start covering some of this up with membrane and chips and whatnot. Just make it a bit lower maintenance, so I'm not having to spend all my time cutting the grass when I'm here. So that's me. And that's my wee tour of the garden. So what am I going to do now? Well, you may have heard me saying earlier, I brought my bike with me. So here is my bike. Excuse it if it's a bit dirty, but I've pulled it out. It's not got a lot of juice in the battery, so I won't be going far on it. But I thought, it's a lovely night. It's my last night before I fly home tomorrow. So I'm going to take a wee burrow around the village, then get back and then just get ready for heading home in the morning. But I hope you enjoyed my short stop. Like I say, I'm back in a fortnight. I'm away home. I'm back a fortnight on Monday, and I'm here for at least a month. So it means that I'll kind of get all the stuff done inside. There's still plenty to do. Lots of bits of plastering to get patched after the plumber and the electrician, and painting to do. So I've got big holes like that to cut back, plaster, and then paint all of this, give it a fresh coat of paint. Which is ironic given that the weather's really nice now and I'm going to be inside painting, but c'est la vie. And I've got my sister coming over for a week in the June, so I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully I can get out and do a wee bit of sightseeing and exploring. But before she comes, I'll do as much as I can. Like I say, I'm over here for a month, so I should be able to get a fair bit done, particularly with the weather being nice. When I was here over the winter, I was really kind of restricted in what I could do. But it's really nice now. It's just hard when you're sitting in the office working every day and you can see the sunshine outside and you think, I could be outside. But this is one of the reasons I came to Italy, is, the summers, the beautiful weather, beautiful country. I had the plumbers, Andre and his father came round tonight just to show me how the boiler works. So they popped by, so they're not long away. But my bus driver across the road, he popped in. He wasn't happy when I said I was driving to the airport tomorrow. He says, no, I take you to the airport. And I goes, no, it's okay. I've already booked and paid for my parking at the airport, so it's only 10 days that I'm parked there, and I think for the 10 days it's about €100. You'd probably get a couple of days at Edinburgh for that. Okay, so ciao for now. I'm going out on the bike. Speak to you later. See if you hear me for the wind. Kind of on top of the hill here, and it's like somebody's little, I don't know, summer house that they're obviously renovating. Just a little place. There's the concrete all this. It sits down this dirt track that came down. I've seen a car parked here before. This is obviously renovating it. It's just one room. Just one room. Somebody's little project. Oh, it's a bit windy. The village is just out there. Walking distance to the village. And then you have the valley over there. All the other villages. That road there goes across to Castleberry, which is at that next little village over there. So I've not got a lot of battery, but I'll see if I can get over there and back before it gets dark, because it's 7:15. It gets dark about 8:30 here at the moment. Okay, let's see where we're going.